Today's headline dealer is comedian Bobby Sauce. Bobby, are you ready?
I am ready.
Headline number one. Minnesota state employee who allegedly caused over $20,000 in damages to Teslas is let off by woke DA as cops slam deal. Well, that's quite the headline.
Yeah, I think I read the article, and the guy actually was not appointed into Tim Walz's administration in any way. He was just a state employee. And what it actually kind of alludes to is that, as they say, they're not bringing their best. And it's like, we're not hiring the best people to work in government, which is probably why government is so efficient and sloppy and garbage at almost everything that it does. It's like, would this guy have stayed employed as long if he worked in the private sector, for example? If you could be stupid enough to key a car that so obviously has cameras on it, maybe if this was the guy that keyed it maybe a couple of months ago before everybody understood that. But it's like, clearly this guy is very stupid. But on top of all that, like, I was in California yesterday and I saw Teslas everywhere. And to think that you would key and or vandalize and or feel okay to vandalize something like that is so universal and not associated with that person's political views is insane to me. It's like, it'd be more likely for you to vandalize a home with an American flag, for example, than to vandalize a Tesla, because it's like you're literally accomplishing nothing. So the guy's just deranged, I think.
I mean, it's such fodder for commentary and comedy because they don't, these people don't ever seem to fit in any rational plate. Like, whatever categories they must fit in mentally, it just feels like it's a scrambled mess. And I think that's also the state of their party.
Yes, I agree.
Well, all right. Well, let's keep watching these headlines develop. Hopefully we catch some more guys and we don't have so many weak DAs across the country. Headline number two. Elizabeth Warren squirms when pressed about defending Biden's mental fitness in a podcast interview. Take a look at this clip.
Do you regret saying that President Biden had a mental acuity? He had a sharpness to him. You said that up until July of last year.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not seen decline. And I hadn't at that point.
You did not see any decline from 2024 Joe Biden to 2021 Joe Biden?
Not when I said that. The thing is, he was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him. Live event. I had meetings with him a couple of times.
Senator, on his feet is not praise. He can speak in sentences is not praise.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Look, the question is, what are we going to do now?
Okay.
Oh my God.
That got awkward so fast. I thought that was a Between Two Ferns clip, but no, that was really an interview, and that guy was genuine. He was really trying to push her to answer.
Yeah, that I particularly, probably more than like your average social media person or whatever, I rail on Elizabeth Warren very often because I feel like she is one of the most full of it. Yeah, she's like one of the most full of it politicians there are. So it's actually kind of funny to see her crack like that and see her actually smile and crack and kind of like give up the plot, because she lies with such conviction in her social media videos and when she's on camera and the Capitol and whatnot. Like, it is a tragedy. But here's the thing that's the truth about her and about all of them. They are all professional liars. Let's not get it twisted. There are professional liars on the right just as much as there are on the left. They're all living in a shadow of darkness. She happens to be a person that is a professional liar. I'm more surprised that she cracked than I am that she blatantly lied.
I am too. I think that's a great point. I half expected her to pull out a beer can and crack it open and offer it to him. Remember when that happened?
Oh, yeah. She's like, hello, fellow normal people.
Yeah, so would you like a beer? She has this ability to, yes, lie with such glibness, but at the same time, I guess she's also a very terrible liar for those of us who are fairly discerning or normal.
Yeah. Well, she lies to you in such a way that it's almost like it's like the way that a parent can mentally manipulate a child, or like a teacher can take advantage of a child. It's like if I'm wearing the soft pantsuit, and and I have the glasses, and I talk to you like you're a librarian. It's like I can kind of convince you that I'm in a position of authority if I can take all of these extraneous factors and kind of make it seem like, how could this person lie? Then I can lie even worse than normal. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing for sure.
Yeah, I think that some of the hallmarks of her ability to physically persuade has to do with her veins popping out of her neck when she's talking, and then her knife chop. She'll do this and start like she's almost asphyxiating.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good points there. Headline number 3, Wall Street Bull painted over by environmental activists who frantically cleaned it up when cops came. Oh my, I guess they had a conscience.
The video clip of those people cleaning up that bowl is so hilarious. It's like all these like androgynous they thems like with face masks on, just like casually wiping it while the cops stand there. It's further evidence that so much of the world, especially in the world of like soggy brain, like leftoid people, activist types, is performative. All they wanted was the photo. All they wanted was to stand there with the flag and act like they're doing this like act of defiance so that it could be in some theoretical history book down the line. But really, it's just like a bunch of soggy brains posting it on TikTok or posting it on Instagram, and nobody really caring anyways. And they're so afraid of even getting arrested, which is like part of the act of defiance in and of itself. They can't even follow it through. It's perfect, really.
It is perfect. And I'm just surprised that I think you're right. It's all for the optics. They don't, when push comes to shove, they won't stand their ground. I say that remembering there's a handful of climate activists who will get run over on a highway. They will let themselves get run over. So I'm not talking about those guys. But for the most part, this kind of group, this kind of Americanized protester, they're a little weaker than their European counterparts, I will posit. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's just any day now we're going to start waking up and seeing that they will have discovered AI. And once they discover AI, I think that should kind of do the trick for them. They can start AIing themselves into the shot and start, doing all kinds of things and making it look real.
Maybe they could AI themselves into being productive members of society and stop like working at some backdoor funded nonprofit that's financed by like some oil tycoon somewhere that's pretending that they're fighting some. Maybe they could do that and then go be a productive member of society and then realize that they're being used and manipulated because all these people, they're often like very sloppy, very unhealthy appealing young people, and it's like they're getting paid $25,000 a year to work at some nonprofit that's really like a back-ended way for some very rich person to artificially raise the price of whatever their product is. It's like if you pass it all the way up the financial line, I bet you the people that are funding them are not who they think they are.
Oh no, not at all. And
Right.
the other thing that comes into play here is these people are often on the side of trans rights, LGBTQ plus, whatever those are. They're often on the side of radical feminism and abortion. And honestly, when you look at the kind of the idiocy with which the wholehearted idiocy that they participate in, you're kind of glad that they're supportive of trans agenda, and you frankly hope that they believe it themselves, because then they don't have to like keep propagating a generation of more of themselves.
Well, they're a sponge. Well, yes. but I feel like a lot of these people, it's like I almost feel bad for them because they're mentally manipulated. They're emotionally manipulated. Where it's like if you're a young, angry at the world sponge brain, like people can convince you that a lot of bad things are happening. And then if they can also convince you to go out and then take action in pursuit of that, it's like they're being emotionally manipulated by somebody. I don't think that they woke up that day and they're like, let's spray paint this bull for a photo on social media. They were likely guided and directed there by a tribal type group of people that likely was getting direction from somebody even higher up in order to be organized like that. You know what I'm saying?
I love the image, an angry sponge, to which they promptly use to wipe away the evidence of their anger.
Right,
Bobby
exactly.
Sauce, a pleasure as always. Thank you.
Thank you so much.